Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan. I'm just getting set up here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Thursday. I'm so glad it's the end of the week, and I know we had a short week, but it feels like a long week. Yes, it does. So we're going to be using the Best Year bundle, and it comes with that stamp set and then dies that cut out a plaid background and then this, I call it the tic-tac-toe background. So I think I've got us all set up here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is a fun bundle to have. I mainly bought it because, one, I loved the sentiments, but I thought this would make fabulous background paper if you didn't have coordinating background paper to go with it. And so I've made a few cards that I've shared with you guys on Facebook and on YouTube. But today we're going to make a cute little gift box. And so how I did it is I put this the plaid stuff down here in place of the designer series paper, and then made this fun little gift box, and we did some on the back as well. And all I did was use a Velcro dot to attach it. So I was thinking it would be perfect. You could either put candies in here. I was also thinking money rolled up would be fun to gift. You could do a gift card in here. Also jewelry, things like that. So it's a small little gift bag. And we're going to make ours a little bit different today because I wanted to use the same color combo, but I thought it would be fun to use the gold as our background paper. And then, hi Jenny. And then we're going to be using some of the real red ribbon that was in the Playful Pets ribbon combo pack. And then I'm using this banner punch. So we're going to use that today. If you're new to following me, all my dimensions will be listed in my blog when I share this video. So there's no need to write it down unless you're following along with me. So let me go ahead and grab my paper trimmer, which I need to give it a bath. It's looking a little dirty, got adhesive on it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a piece of cardstock that is 6x6. So instead of using real red, I decided to use the gold as the cardstock. On one side of that 6x6 cardstock, you want to score it at a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, score it, and then at 5.5 inches. So you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch on each side, okay? Then you're going to rotate it to the other side, and we're going to score at 2, at 2.5, at 4.5, and at 5. Oh, this is going to be so fun to make a box out of this. Okay, so now we're done with our paper trimmer. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. And the next supplies that I'm going to bring out are my bone folder and my paper snips. And what we're going to do is we're going to burnish the score lines on this gold foil paper. Sorry if I sound a little plugged up today, you guys. We have some major fires going on here in California, and the smoke is just getting to me. So I kind of feel a little stuffed up. Both me and my husband have kind of had the sniffles. Okay, so this is it all burnished up. Now what we're going to do is I am going to, on this short end, so as you can see, we have a shorter end and a longer end. On the shorter end, I'm going to cut off the two rectangle or square and rectangle, okay? So that you have just that, like that. And you're going to do the same thing on that other side. So I'm cutting up on both the score lines. Okay. And then we're going to discard those. Next, we're going to hold it lengthwise, and we're going to score up on each of these score lines to the first score line and wedge. So we're just making like a little tab. Okay. And we're going to do that on the other side. Okay, just like that. Next is going to be kind of the tricky part because I am going to glue this up, and I know that it's slick. So you got to give me a little patience. I am going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to put glue on that little tab, and I'm going to glue it up to the back, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This is a very simple box to make. Fold it up, just like that. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to add glue onto these tabs here, these rectangle tabs. And this is where it will get a little tricky because it's going to attach to that slick side. So I've got to be very careful for a moment while I hold that in place. I want to get this one started as well, because it will take a minute for it to dry. I hope everybody's having a safe Thursday and that the fires or nothing like that is bugging you. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my bone folder in and just make sure that those sides are nicely marked down. So I'm just kind of running it down, make sure it's like that. Okay, now what I want to do, so here's our sample. I want to cut up some of my plaid and adhere it to my box. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go the long way, and I'm gonna measure this. So let's go ahead and measure so this box looks like 4 7/8. I'm gonna bring in my small paper trimmer, and I'm just gonna cut this down slightly on the length. Oh, maybe I'm not going to use my small paper trimmer. I'm going to use my large one. And I want it to be, I'm going to do about 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm cutting off this much. And then I'm going to need 3 boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to cut those little boxes off because I need some for the back too. So I'm going to cut those half little boxes marks off. So one die cut will make this box because that was a full die cut that we started with. Okay. So now that we have our pieces, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get them ready to adhere to the front and the back of my box, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run glue mainly on those squares, but then I'm going to also try to get these edges so that it will glue down there. And it looks like I have one I need to poke out here. I did this before I got my new paper trimmer, or I mean, the new die cutting machine. And I noticed our new die cutting machine cuts so much better. I will say that. Okay. Ooh, I like how this is turning out. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the back. Make sure all these are cut out. I'm going to go ahead and trim these little edges off because it looks... I didn't want to get too close with my paper trimmer. And I want it to be a clean, fresh look. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that down there in the center. Hi, Melinda. Okay, so we're going to add glue to, like I said, to the squares. But then I need this one edge glued, so I'm going to make sure I add glue to the edge of those. And then I'm just going to adhere this right down to my gold box here that we just made. Okay, so now we're going to come in with that tic-tac-toe piece. That's what I call it. And I kind of, let's see here, I'm going to kind of play with it a little bit. I'm thinking I like that. So I'm going to just cut it right here, right where it intersects for this back piece. Let's see. I'm trying to play with it and see the way I had it. Ugh. I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and use my liquid multi-purpose glue to get that down. Okay. And I'm going to carefully get that glued down. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing on this side. And this one I'm going to use both. I'm going to make it kind of a ladder cut. Totally different. And do it right in the middle there. So that's what I love about it. You can totally play with it. And when you add a different, you know, color behind it, you get a three-tone look. So essentially, you created some designer series paper just by using die cuts in cardstock. Okay, so I know that that's not all the way glued down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run my bone folder on the inside. And then do the same thing on this side. Make sure it's nice and glued down. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in our Velcro dots. So you need your front and your back. And I put them together. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see what the middle is here. I don't want to mess that up. So we want it around 2.5. So I'm going to do just like that. And then we're going to glue this shut or push it shut. And then you kind of got to run your nail down because you're not going to get it all the way down on there. And then you're going to want to press down. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and do the same thing. Run my bone folder over that. Okay, so there's our box. Okay, so now what I went ahead and did is I cut a piece of Real Red cardstock that was 1 inch by 2 3/4, and then I did 7/8 by about 2.5 on my sentiment, which is from that best year. And we're going to go ahead and use our banner die, and I'm going to slip it in. And what I like to do, I'm going to show you guys this. What I like to do is I turn it over and make sure, where's my scissors, that it's centered on the back end, and then I punch. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And the reason being is this piece of cardstock that I cut isn't exact to one of the measurements that it holds it at, and I don't want it to slip around. So just like that. So there's our sentiment. And then we're going to do the same thing with our piece of Real Red cardstock. And this one should fit there in the guides, but I'm going to make sure on the back. Yep. Punch. And then do the opposite side. Punch. Our punches are so easy to use. That's the beauty of them. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to layer these 2 layers together onto each other. And I'm just going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue. Okay, and then we're going to glue that to the front of our box here. And I got to be careful with it for just a few moments because it is slick, remember, because we're using gold foil paper. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to come in with my Real Red Playful Pets ribbon, and I'm going to make a bow. And unfortunately, actually, hold on. You know what? Let's switch this up. I just had an idea. Because we use the gold paper, let's do some of the gold thread. I think that'll be pretty. Let's do that. Oh my goodness. Because I'm on camera, I'm like having major difficulty here. It's not that hard to make a bow. There we go. So now I'm just going to play with it until I get a bow that I like. Trim it off. And I'm going to use this liquid multi-purpose glue, but I know it's going to have to set for a bit. But I know it'll be stronger than a glue dot for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And that's our project for today, you guys. I don't want to play with it too much because it is going to be drying. But super simple, super easy to make. I just wanted to show you guys another way that you can make boxes using this same bundle. I love the plaid look. I kind of got a little sideways there with my plaid, but I love how that turned out. I can't wait to gift these. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, rest of your day. Tomorrow's Friday. Look forward to a YouTube video from me, also featuring the Best Year bundle. And I will see you guys again next week. I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.